Peace and blessings, community. We are here again with another Wealthy Wednesdays. I am Hadidah from the Spread Tent / the YONI Love Herbals community. This is my sister Kagemni here with the Wholistic Healers Network. We are super excited to be sharing another Wealthy Wednesday with you. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be discussing building generational wealth using Feng Shui and other money producing activities. so, on the live the other night that I was doing on this red tent for our birthday party, I had mentioned that you can use Feng Shui to help to generate the right kind of energy in a home and produce wealth. And I thought about Kagemni naturally because I told y'all whenever I'm getting into something, this is the sister I call to be like, oh, what they say about such and such. So she has been a big help to me in helping to position and situate my home according to Feng Shui and think about how to deal with the elements as we were discussing on last night's live. So I'm super excited about that. Let me shut up for a second so that Kagemni can say whatever she may want to say.
Greetings. Happy to be here. Blessings to everyone. Happy Wealthy Wednesday. So yeah, feng shui. On my spiritual journey, just a lot of different modalities came to me, and feng shui again was something that when I heard about it, it just resonated with my spirit. And I'm like, oh wow, because I'm big with having like my house a certain way and making sure that it's like clutter free and organized and like the energy is flowing, right? And so come to find out with feng shui, if you place the right elements and right uh, objects, right colors and things of that nature in your house for it to flow, then you'll bring whatever it represents, that particular room or the area of your house, whatever that represents, will bring that about. Meaning it could be wealth, health, fame, creativity, family, um, different things of that nature. So if you set your house up the right way, then you could just bring all of that to you. And plus, it's just the energy. It just feels good. It feels like everything is flowing and it's clear, and it helps you to clear your mind and everything as well. So it just really like resonated with my spirit, because I like colors. I like different things like that, and also like when you walk in, I want the feeling like when I walk in and anybody walks into my space, that they feel like it's welcoming and it's peaceful and it has good energy. That's real important to me. So yeah, feng shui, I'm really attracted to it. It can really help you in different areas of your life, as I stated. And since this is Wealthy Wednesdays, we want to talk about how it can help you, with the wealth in your life. And
Mhm.
so I know that the wealth area, depending on your floor plan
Do
of
you
your
want me
house.
to share the Bible map?
Yeah, so it's called the Bible map, where it
Mhm.
shows you the different areas of your home, what they represent, the colors, the elements, things of that nature. So this is a Bagua, Bagua map, and as you can see, it's nine different elements, well, nine different representations or areas in one's life that the Bagua represents. So usually you would start, of course, in the front of your home, and depending on again how your floor plan is situated, then the area of your entry to your home would be either one of these at the bottom, either knowledge and spirituality, career, or health for people, and travel. And then you would go accordingly to whichever area, whichever one of these it coincides with. So as you can see, wealth, which is represented by the wealth and abundance by the color of purple, and it's always the farthest left corner
Of
of
your
your
home.
your house that represents your wealth. So you want to make sure that you have the purple in there. The element is wood, so have some, maybe like a bowl, a wooden bowl, something that represents wood. Um, Green as well. You want purple. Um, me myself, I would put things in there like ancestor money, or some things like the I chain coins you could put in there. And for some reason too, I know that red is saying fame and reputation, but in the Asian community, they have red that represents abundance. So I have
Red
like a
and
little bit of
gold. They
red.
use the two together.
Right, the red. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's this red tense colors, girl.
Oh yeah, I
Right,
just realized that.
right.
And that wasn't even on purpose, but yes, that is true. Our
Look
colors
at
are
that.
red and the purple.
So
Yes.
your spirit is already resonating with that,
I mean,
wealth and abundance and fame and reputation automatically. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you want to make sure that like if it's any pointed objects that you deflect any points, right? Because round is like infinity, like the infinity symbol is just a round, like it never ends. So with a point, at some point it could stop your flow, or if it's pointing at you, it could stop your flow. So you want to reflect anything that's pointing, right? You want to reflect it with a crystal, or a plant, or um well, we don't want to do mirrors, but like if anything that you could reflect the energy going back that way, right? Like even if you have like somebody's house like that's square, like pointing at your house, you know what I mean? You could put a crystal out there, or a plant, or something, or a mirror to like reflect it back to them. I
hmm
remember when I was living in New York, and it in our backyard, it was just like, I know I'm going off a little bit, but anyway,
no,
it's
please share.
relevant.
We want to
They had
hear
a
because this stuff only really matters if we can tell how to practically use it. Somebody else
right,
might be dealing with the same thing in their home. So go
yeah.
ahead,
So
sis.
they they had this scarecrow in the corner of the house, and the scarecrow was looking, directly at my back. I'm sorry. Where you put the incense? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. Pardon my let me just share with you guys. We're going to be a little bit distracting and things of that nature, and my apologies. My daughter had my first grandchild, and yay, they came home today. So I'm here to help, of course, as a new Mimi. I'm a
Mhm.
Mimi. I'm not a grandma. I'm not a nana. I'm not none of that. I'm a Mimi. And
Word.
so I'm here to help and assist, but at the same time, I'm leaving generational wealth and legacy, and so I still have to do these things to get that going and flowing, especially now that I have a seed from my seed. So I'm just really super excited about that. So if you see
Yeah.
me, off screen, or somebody comes in and talk, that's the reason why. So please forgive me. This is life, and hey, we just this is how it
Rocking
is.
with it.
Right. Nothing is perfect. This is life. And so I'm sure others could relate. And it is what it is. So the scarecrow, and I was just like, I don't know, this scarecrow was looking directly over here. It was just bothering me because it was a square. So I was just like, I'm gonna put a plant, like one of those like tree plants, outside plants, right in the corner of where it was, to deflect that, over there. I could have also like put up a mirror, so whatever energy that was coming over here would reflect right back to over there, and things of that nature. So yeah, you want to have mostly like rounded objects if you can. Utilize the different colors, like it said, purple and
Yeah, let me
red.
pull the screen back up.
Yeah, um, things of that nature. Plants are always good. Um, Crystals are always good to deflect and to have that in there. And yeah, keep it clutter free. That's a big thing.
Mhm.
Like, please keep it clutter free.
In order for energy to flow.
Yes, because it'll be
Mhm.
stagnant, it can't flow, and then you'll feel all like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
It might even affect, your health and things of that nature. So clutter free is a big thing. Having, nature elements in there, you got the wood, things of that nature, whatever you see, these different squares that they represent, like I stated, different areas of your life. Just, utilize these, and intention. That's the biggest thing. Everything is like intention. You could put, purple like candle in there, put some, like I said, ancestor money, or write yourself a check, or write some affirmations, things of that nature in this area. And yeah, just utilize these different parts of your home to bring about these different areas, improve these areas. But yeah,
Have
big
you
thing.
ever heard of a scent that helps to draw in wealth and abundance? A scent.
Oh, a scent, a smell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I've heard of, like, when you go to like these different places that sell like incense, like I don't want to say a botanica, but like a botanica, or different places that
Mm-hmm.
sells these different things like crystals and incense and things of that nature. You'll see sometimes where they have like um the money spray. Yeah, you ever seen that? But a particular like oil or something like that, I don't know. I gotta find that out. I'm interested in knowing that now. I'm gonna look that up.
I know that basil. So, like when I do my candle meditation and things like that, I use basil. I write on my basil leaf, and I will also burn it. And bay leaves
Bay leaf.
and basil itself. So both of those herbs I use in money, like dealing with money and manifestation.
Yeah.
So yeah. But one thing I want to do is I want to switch really quick. Well, not switch, but I want to go back to the Bible map real quick, and justice, fame, and reputation aspect here, because okay, wealth and abundance is purple and it's wood, but then we have fame and reputation, and the element is fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the color being red and the shape being a triangle, which is very interesting. So, my question is there any particular is there any particular colors other than red that you would suggest to also add along with fame and reputation? And of course, with fire, we could use now. What I do have a question. Well, of course, let me finish my first thought. We could use candles and things of that nature to burn. But
Right.
have you ever the smoke? Excuse me. Still kind of like qualify as fire or not really?
Yes. Yeah, because yeah, the incense. What comes to mind to me when I see this is dragon's blood.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and dragon's blood is really good for protection too. For those who don't know,
Yeah.
it's really is they use it a lot in protection energy as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what just came to me, like, ooh, yeah, dragon's blood, incense. Yeah. The incense could be fire and air, right? Because the smoke that comes from the incense is
Right.
air. So, killing the two elements with one thing.
Right, because I do a lot of Palo Santos burning. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of those burning are really good for clearing energy as well. So
Yes.
even if we like cleared energy with the incense or with like a Palo Santos or a sage or something like that, we're using the element of fire, but then we turn around and we place a candle there, we're keeping the element of fire still burning in
Yes.
that area of the home. Now, before we got on, you had mentioned, and it was a really good point, you had
Yes.
mentioned about health being the center of everything, and that was so freaking interesting. So, do you want to touch on that really quickly? I thought that was interesting that you, because I didn't even really think about it. I mean, obviously, health is sitting there, but health being in the center of this whole entire, 9 box square, it's like, whoa, health is wealth, which we always say on Wealthy Wednesdays and
Yes.
um Financial Freedom Fridays, we always talk about how health is wealth, but it's really funny because this graph literally shows it in the center of the entire Bagua map. So, do you want to touch on that really quickly? They have
Yeah.
Earth down as the element. That's really interesting with health, staying
Right. Well,
grounded.
if you think about it, right? Well, what grounds you? What takes away all your toxins when you go out into nature in the grass with your feet, bare
Mhm.
feet, and you just ask Mother Earth. You just release everything to Mother Earth, and you can instantly feel it.
Mhm.
That you just feel a sense of like being healthy or feeling better, you know what I mean, instantly. And so health, yeah, that's the most important thing. Health, like you stated, is your wealth. And for it to be the center of everything, it's like everything branches off from that. Because without that, like really, what do you have? You can have all the financial money,
Mhm.
in the world, but if your health is not good, then really, like,
You have nothing.
exactly. So
Mhm.
taking care of your health is just like, wow, that's the center of it all. And from there, we delve into all these other areas. So that's really, really interesting that is the center of it. And that's why, Wealthy Wednesday, we talk about, again, different ways to create generational wealth, and that health is the centerpiece. And we're on this wonderful online shopping club that has non-toxic um, chemicals and products and things of that nature. It's just like, yo, we are in alignment with, you know, what's really wealth. And I'm
Mhm.
excited
Mhm.
about that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
me too.
Yeah, just naturally your spirit is just attracted to this. And so
Mhm.
I'm happy that, that we're doing this, we're sharing this with others. And I just hope that it's some souls that we're helping out there. You know what I mean? That's really important. And that's really what this earth experience is about, right? We come here with an assignment, and ultimately whatever your assignment is always about uplifting other beings and other souls. So excited about that. Just want to let you know my parents on the way. Oh, okay. I'm gonna come out. I'm sorry. Again, I already told y'all
It's all
what's
right.
going on. Yeah.
Um, so you had touched on the online shopping club earlier. I was talking to a client of mine that came for a YONI steam, and when I was talking to her, I was telling her about the online shopping club. Of course, because I tell everybody that I come in contact with it because I feel like it's something that everybody should be taking advantage of. And she was speaking about a lot of different health, things that she was dealing with, but I think one of the best things about the online shopping club for me is that it's not just about health and getting holistic products, and it's not just about wealth and building, having the option to build generational wealth. It's like the perfect marriage between the two. And we always talked about, you and I, in like past times in conversations, we've talked about how it's so hard to find something that allows you to combine the two. And with this not being like, because I'm just about sick and tired, but with this not being a multi-level marketing type of firm or anything like that, it was such a big sigh of relief because it's given me the perfect mixture of being able to build generational wealth, being able to get my health together, and you know convert my whole entire home to a healthier environment, and still be able to marry the two perfectly together. And I think it's very rare that we find something like that specifically. And I know, like, when I was setting up my shop and setting up my home and like calling you every 5 minutes, like, all right, Queen, according to such and such, where should I put this? When I was doing that, and I go back through now, when people come into my space, they're like, oh my God, it feels so good in here. Oh my God,
Uh,
like I can stay forever. Like this sister came at like 2:15 to her appointment. She didn't walk out the front door till almost 5 o'clock. Like she was literally at my house for almost 2 hours and 45 minutes because it was
wow.
like, it's just easy to stay. It's easy to get comfortable. It's easy to, and even still, then it was like, all right, well, let me go. You know how when you children, your mom be like, all right, well, let's go. And then she sit down and start talking to her girlfriends again and then say, all right, let's go. And then sit down and start talking.
Right.
That's how it was with her. And so Feng Shui has really helped me to create that flow of energy, like you were talking
Wow.
about, in the home, for when people come, they feel like, ooh, what's that? They don't know
That's
what it is.
what
They
it
just know that
is.
it's flowing.
Right.
And it's something that I try to practice throughout my life. And I know, even on a smaller scale, like say for example, um I'm setting up bedrooms, or I'm setting up like living rooms or whatever in my home. I set my rooms according to the Bagua map, and then the whole house as well. So now it's like when I'm in there, I'm conducting the energy. So if it's the wealth and abundance corner of my bedroom, according to where my entryway will be, then that might be where I'll put my candles at, or my incense and things like that that I would like. Or if it's the fame and reputation space, and I'm sorry, that's dealing with wood, I might put my plant there. I'm sorry. But if I'm dealing with fame and reputation with fire, that might be where I burn my incense and my candle. So I set
Yes.
my bedrooms and my living rooms and my dining room, my kitchen, whatever, up to that energy in that space, or to create the energy in space according to Feng Shui. Now,
Right.
something the other day we had touched on the live that I wanted to, like, pull on your knowledge about, was the fact that when you're dealing with um getting your house together. I remember telling you that my toilet was running one time, and you was like, "Oh, Queen, yeah, make sure you patch that up. Make sure you get that fixed." And so the other night, was the last night, I think. Yeah, we were talking about what are leaky faucets in your finances that you might need to patch up to make sure that you don't lose all of your resources. So I
Absolutely.
wanted to touch on that really quickly before we get off. Anything that you might know to remedy, that issue. Obviously, first and foremost, if you have a
Fix
leaky faucet or you have a drain, get it fixed.
Get
That's the
it
first
fixed
thing.
as soon as possible.
But
Absolutely.
what element balances, according to Feng Shui, balances water? Is it earth? Just
Yes.
like it would be with, okay. So then that means, if it's a lot of water in there, and colors play a large role into this too. So if
Yes.
you have too much water kind of colors, you might need to introduce more earth in order to balance out that energy, so that you don't have too much of yin or yang kind of energy in a space.
Exactly.
I do remember those couple of things. So
Yeah.
you
So if
want to
you
share?
do have any leaky faucets, if you have, please get them fixed right away. Because it states that your money is slowly being drained, right? If you keep the toilet seat up, it's like it's like they state in feng shui that your all your money is going down the drain. You want to keep the toilet seat down. Men just think it's because it's a woman thing. We just want the toilet seat down, but actuality, it's like
Energy.
your money. Keeping the bathroom door closed is another big thing.
Wait. Say that again, because it. I don't know, something glitched, and it's Mercury
Yeah,
in
if
retrograde.
you
So you
you
were
you
saying
froze. You
men
froze.
think, yeah, and it
Yeah.
falls on my side too. You said men think, and that's all I heard.
Oh, I said, yeah, men think it's just a woman thing when we like put the toilet seat down, put the toilet seat down. But in actuality, according to feng shui, you put the toilet seat down, it states that you don't have your money just going down the drain. So that's a big thing in feng shui, having the toilet seat down. Um, Fixing any leaky faucets, all that kind of thing. Your toilet, constantly running. You want to fix that. If in your kitchen you have, your stove, your on top, that one of them the aisles don't work, get that fixed as well. Also in the
Me.
kitchen. Oh gosh.
Everything you listen, I'm like, check, check, check.
Oh God.
I need to go home and freaking patch up all the leaky faucets.
Well, maybe put a candle or something there. Something that represents fire. Something serious. You know what I mean?
Me.
Something, because yeah, we have to keep all of that flowing, or else they say, it's all of that is messing with your finances and things of that nature. Also, oh man, I wanted to say something else and I forgot just that fast.
Why are you
So
thinking about it? In Islam, we have the same thing where we gotta close the toilet,
doing,
and
yes.
where we put the toilet seat down, and where we close the bathroom door. And it's funny because there's so much water there. Too much water is not good. I mean, think about it, like when you're dealing with the ocean, you got all the ocean constantly flowing into your home, like, it's going to eventually get flooded out. So you got to be
Tsunamis.
able to
Right.
balance that. I remember one time I had a sister friend of mine who she wasn't paying attention to mirrors, and mirrors is also another big thing in feng shui. She was
Yes.
not paying attention to mirrors, and she had placed this mirror in the bathroom, but on the wall that was facing the door. So naturally, when you come upstairs, it was like, "Ooh!" And I remember saying, "Oh Lord," like it like literally was a startling kind of energy before you even walked in. And I
Yeah.
said, "Oh sis, if you want to keep that in there, you might want to consider putting a cloth or something over top of it so that
Yeah.
it's not showing." And I remember back in the day, my grandmother used to cover mirrors and all that kind of stuff going to, before she went to bed. Same thing with TV screens, because of the energy that stuff creates. I have a TV in my room, but that thing stays unplugged. I hardly ever watch TV. And when I do, and when I'm done, I unplug it just because of the energy that all of that creates. It's like
Yeah.
you have to find a way to be able to balance all of that out. So
So
those are
true.
two things that, just came to my mind as we're sitting here. I know you were trying to think about what you were
Yeah, I forgot. But
saying.
anyway, when you mentioned the TVs in the room, that's another no in feng shui. Having TVs in the bedrooms and things of that nature is a no. But if you do, put some black crystals around, any black crystal, hematite, obsidian, onyx,
Mhm.
any of those black crystals that absorb those electromagnetic energies,
Yeah,
you know.
sodalite is also another really good crystal to
Oh,
use for
okay.
electromagnetic smog and the things that are coming out. And also remember Professor Kareem
God
back in
bless
the
him.
day used to give us
Yeah,
those
Lord be pleased
Oregon
with him.
the Oregon
The
I got an Oregon
pyramids.
pyramid.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you can
Oh,
find yourself some Oregon pyramids, they are actually made with copper and pennies and different coins and things like that. Excuse me, in
yes.
them, but they help to also reduce electromagnetic smog as well. And you just put them like in your work area or your home office and things like that. They help to absorb a lot of the stuff that comes off of our electronics. And everything today is so electronic heavy. It's like, oh
Yes.
Lord, give me a break. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the Bagua map up real quick and just see if there's
Sure.
anything else you might want to touch on or oops, what did I do? Yeah, that you might want to touch on or refer to. I know career popped out to me because career also, of course, all of those things that deal with money. So we already know that health is wealth. And then you
Yeah.
have the wealth and abundance in the top left hand or farthest left hand corner of your home. And then right, pretty much the farthest middle section of your home is fame and reputation. Right after that will be health in front of it. And then closest to the front door, depending on where your front door is career. And career was also really big to me. Of course, stood
Mm,
out to me because it does deal with money and
right.
abundance. And
Also,
it's
like purpose. But go
yeah,
ahead.
and purpose. But it's really funny.
What?
So a lot of industries make their uniforms and stuff deal with black.
That's true.
Like their uniforms, they're like, just whatever they might use to put on there because black is always seen as so chic. But now that I'm looking at the color, it's like black and dark blues, which is like uniform kind of colors,
Yeah.
are what actually represents career according to feng shui. So it's so interesting how feng shui is kind of like incorporated in so many aspects of our life and we don't even realize it. And the
That's right.
element for this is water. So what's something water like besides a fountain, of course? Anything else that you could suggest that maybe
Well,
and
those inside water fountains that they, I mean, you just said, but the inside water fountain, um, a picture of an ocean or some
got
type,
it.
yeah, something like that. What else comes to mind when dealing with that? Um, yeah, it's something like that, something that's representing, the ocean. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of some other stuff right now, but
What about seashells and things like that? Like, how
yes,
some people do, like when you first come in their house, they have like a little alcove or patio area. What if
yeah,
you incorporated some like seashells and some like, blacks and dark blues dealing with the ocean or a picture or something like that in that
absolutely,
area? Would that still be considered okay?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to get into that because I was getting ready to say,
Right.
ooh, like the color of the ocean, the blues, the white. I mean, even though the ocean is not white, but just blue and white to me. I think about the ocean, the sky, nature, things of that nature. So yeah, I don't know, I keep wanting to say some different things, and every time I just be like, oh my gosh, my mind is racing and I'm forgetting what I want to say. Um, but yeah, this is so exciting with the feng shui. When you talk about, again, going back to the TVs, like you said, to cover them. Yeah, make sure you cover them if they are in your room, especially, and don't sleep with them on. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, because
Yeah.
whatever's coming out of the television, you absorb in that when you sleep, when you go into your dream state, and that's supposed to be your real state, right? Your dream state, because then you go in and you go into other realms and you're visiting, and it's just like, okay, what's in my subconscious? You know what I mean? So you're
Yes.
doing all this horror stuff and all of this
Yeah.
negative stuff.
Absolutely. It's like
Yeah.
when you hear people listen to sub like the positive affirmations for subconscious when they are sleeping.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like if you are going to have some kind of electronic on, make sure it's something that's programming your subconscious positively. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You
Yeah,
know
the mirror thing. That's what I was like. What did I want to say? I'm over here still trying to talk and still think about it. So the mirror, like, you don't want the mirror to be like, if you got a mirror in your room, do not have it directly on your bed when you're sleeping.
Yes.
Don't do it. Cover it up if you do it. If you could move it, please move it. Because they say, when your spirit travels when you're sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then now if it sees itself, I don't know, you hear so many things, different things, but then also, the mirror is a portal,
Mm-hmm.
for the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we don't want that, that energy coming up, when we're sleeping. So
Can
that's
you
another
imagine
big
waking
thing.
up and you see in the mirror something sitting next to you, like,
Oh,
ah!
exactly. Like, shoot, they be putting stuff in movies, but most of that stuff be
It's
true, y'all. Don't
real.
get it twisted.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, we was
Exactly.
talking about Islam. We got a bunch of different like practices, that's similar to like feng shui. Like even how you come into the household,
Mm-hmm.
what to say, things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. You know what I mean? To like, okay, whoever's like now on a high vibration in here, you got to go. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So yeah, you come to realize that, oh wow, you know what? This is in that, and this is in that path, and this is in that path, and you see how it's more closely, it has a lot of commonalities as opposed to, no, you don't do this, and we don't do this, and do this. You know what
Right.
I mean? There's more
Right.
commonalities than not, and if we look for the commonalities, it would just again flow like the ebb and flow, like feng shui. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just felt compelled to say that. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Whatever the heck you come up with, y'all say it.
just like, what is going on today? But yeah,
Mm,
feng
that's
shui,
funny.
I like it. Just thinking about more and more things about like feng shui. And
So I think,
me, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, me even leaving out the house, I'd be like
Oh yeah.
saying
My,
certain things and
my sister got sayings for everything, child.
writing certain
Don't get me
symbols,
started.
child. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I think maybe next week we can maybe revisit feng shui in some ways, but also incorporate maybe some crystals and Reiki because my sister here is
mm,
a true Reiki practitioner, a
mm,
Reiki master. So it would be awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
doing it. Unnatural. They ain't got nothing to do with Reiki.
Oh, but girl,
Never
I
had.
will take it.
You say, Nuku, Amen, Kemen, Keperu, Emneta, Hey, you. Nukure, Amenu, Enpu, Amenku, Amen, Ra, Tua, Answer, Anku, Jasanet. Yes.
Give
Yemotep,
thanks.
Shemotep. Yay. That's from this sister, from the Raseki, oh gosh, I think Healing Arts. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. Kajira, I forget her name, but yeah, I seen that sister do it, and I got that from her. And it's in my phone what it means, but I'm not going to look it up right now. But it's just like light beings from the light, and then the
Mhm.
Uncle Jocelyn at the end, of course, is eternal life,
Life,
yeah,
yes.
prosperity and great health. So here we go with the
Ooh. With the
prosperity
health
again
again.
and the good health, and the eternal life. So giving thanks.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome if we come back next week for a second round, but we also incorporate the crystals and the Reiki symbols and things like that, things of
Oh
that
yeah.
nature, to start teaching that as a way to just be conscious, even if you're not attuned
Yeah.
yet with Reiki, but just to be
Yeah.
conscious of how to utilize all that the different energies and the different practices to be able to increase generational wealth, because it's one thing to get wealth into your pocket, but how do you hold on to it?
That.
Me and my customer was even talking about that earlier. She was like, yeah, I went to this place, I went to that place. She was talking about some places she went shopping. And then she was like, and then my guy was like, I think, she was like, oh, what you think about my so-and-so dress? He was like, what I think is you need to take it back and and get yourself a financial advisor. And I was just like, I agree. You know what I mean? It was just bad funny though, because he's like, where you putting the money at, put it into something that's gonna, build up for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's really where we are and where we're trying to push our community to help you to live in optimal health,
Yeah.
overflowing abundance, like, and to know how to take care of your money once you get it,
Yeah.
so we're going to be having a lot of different topics that will be coming up. Financial Freedom Fridays is coming up, so it'll be me,
Yes.
Kagemni, and a sister friend of mine coming on talking about real estate and investments. It was a request that we had 2 weeks ago from our beloved Marsha. So
Okay.
I want to be able to dive into that as something too that we talk about with the communities. And
Oh,
just thank you so much for coming and tuning in with us every single week, whether you are here live, whether you are watching a replay. We are
yeah.
grateful, eternally grateful
Yes.
for having you a part of our community, and look forward to continuing to connect with you. If you have any questions about the topics we talked about, please drop it in the comment section, and or whichever platform you're on, drop it in the comment section. Also, we will be doing a series of different live shop parties that are coming up. So if you're interested in learning more about the holistic wellness and shopping club that we have going on, that our companies are now a part of, make sure that you text shop to the comment box below, and we will reach out to you and make sure that you get the information. Also, if you would like to get in touch with Kagemni or myself, you will be able to do so in the description box below. All right. I love you guys. We're
This was
hopping off.
awesome.
Hope you
Yes.
enjoyed this. Peace. Until
Thank
next
you.
time.
Peace. Peace, fam.